Imagine you are working as a data analyst in an organization and your manager requested that you build a Power BI report using the data sets in the Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2 container. How are you going to go about it? That's the focus of this video. In this video, I'm going to show you how we can bring your data from the Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2 to Power BI Desktop for analysis and visualization. So let's get started. If you're new to this channel, please click on the subscribe button and toggle on the bell icon to be informed of new videos. Now, I'm going to quickly show you this Power BI instance. We do not have any data imported. So I'm going to come to the portal.azure.com, and of course we have this Cornerstone Analytics storage account. Now this is an hierarchical namespace enabled storage account, that is the Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2. So this is not an ordinary storage account. So I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go to the containers. In the container, I've got this sales data that is holding this yearly sales 2015 to 2018.csv. Now we can click on the sales 2017 and we can preview the contents. So basically we have the order date, region, subcategory, product, and the sales amount columns. Now we're going to close this, and before we can connect successfully to this specific storage account, it is important we grant the necessary permission to the user or the data analyst by going to the access control IAM and grant the storage blob data contributor to the user. So I'm going to come here and then I can click on the access control IAM, and then we're going to add a role assignment, and in the search by role I'm going to search for storage blob data contributor, and I'm going to select that and click on next. And then we're going to assign the access to either a user. We can also assign to a specific security group or a service principal. But in this case, we want to assign it to a data analyst in our organization. So I'm going to maintain this user group or service principal. And then we can select the members. So click on this. And then I'm going to search for the name if I'm not able to see the name listed here, but this is listed there. So I'm going to select that and I can click on the select at the bottom. And then we can see this is now populated the name of the user, the object ID, and the type of user. So I'm going to click at the bottom left, review plus assign. And then once I'm fine, I'm going to click on the review plus assign again. And then the role is now added. So I can click on the role assignments just to verify, so we can see this has been granted to this data analyst. Now we can go ahead and fetch the primary connection string in order to connect in the Power BI desktop. So I'm going to come here, still within the storage account. I'm going to search for the endpoints, and we can see at the bottom here under the settings. So I'm going to scroll down, and then I want to look for the data lake storage primary connection string that must contain the dfs.core.windows.net. So I'm going to copy that to the clipboard, and then we can go to the Power BI instance, and then we can click on the get data. Now this is not listed here because it is part of the Azure services. So I'm going to click on the more option at the bottom, and then in the search box I'm going to search for the Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2, and then that's it here. Click on that, and we're going to provide the URL, and I'm going to paste here. Now we can connect using the data view like the file system view or the CDM folder view beta, but this is absolutely fine for this demonstration. So I'm going to click on OK. Now, because we've granted the necessary permission, we're going to see this intermediate step. This simply means that we are able to successfully connect to our data. Now, if we do not have the necessary permission in the access control, you're not probably going to be able to see this. So we can see all our sales 2015 to sales 2018.csv extension. So I can click on combine and transform data. Now the Power Query will automatically invoke some steps behind the scene, and it's going to combine all the files. So for now we can see a single file, the first file of all the files. So this is just the preview. So we can see the file origin, we can see the delimiter, a comma separated value, and then we can see the first 200 rows based on the selected first file. Once I'm happy with this view, I can click on OK. And then the Power Query automatically launches, and then we have the data in the Power Query editor. Absolutely cool. So we can see all the transformation that the Power Query invoked in order to be able to give us a flat file. So when I click on this, we're going to be able to see the sales 2015 to 2018.csv, which is absolutely cool. Now I can get rid of this metadata column, and then we have the order date, region, subcategory, product, and the sales. Now we're going to create in the Power BI the visualization to see the total sales by year. So I'm going to extract the year from the order date column. So make sure this column is selected, and I'm going to come to the add column because we want to add a column. So we want to maintain this order date. So I'm going to click on the date under the from date and time, and then we can see the year and then extract the year. And this is going to be added to the right hand side automatically. I can grab this and move to the left to reorder columns based on personal preference. And once I'm fine with transformation, I can come to the Home tab, click on the Close and Apply, and this simply means Power Query is going to actually close the Power Query and then apply the transformation to the Power BI for further analysis. And then we're going to wait for some couple of moments and we can start building our reports. Now, we can choose to rename the query here. We can also do that in the Power Query. I can double click on this and I'm going to call this on sales data and press enter to commit, and this is renamed nice and easy. Now I'm going to expand and we can see the year is being treated as a column that can be summarized. So I'm going to select this and then in the contextual ribbon tab, the column tools, I'm going to come to the properties and then we can see the summarization. So this is being summed by default. So I'm going to instruct don't summarize, and we can see the sigma sign is now off this year column. So I can drag this to the report canvas, and then we can see the 2015 to 2018. I can drag the cells in there, and then we have this line chart because this is a year column and a numerical column. So I'm going to say this and I can transform this to, let's say, a table, and I can bump the numbers up by coming to the formatting, and I can go to the values. I can just drag this to maybe 30. And there we go. And to apply currency formatting, I can come to the cells, and then I'm going to come to the column tools contextual ribbon tab based on the selected sales column. And then I can see under the formatting, we have the option to choose whatever currency of choice. I'm going to choose the English United Kingdom, and this is automatically applied. And I would have loved to sort this so that we can see from 2015 to 2018, nice and easy. I can move this to the left and I can just Ctrl C, Ctrl V to duplicate, and I can turn this to another visual of choice. Let's say we want to see this in a clustered column chart. And there we go, absolutely easy. Now, what about if we receive the data for the year 2019 in the storage account? What happens? Of course, this is going to work. It's going to refresh. I'm going to quickly come back here and I want to go back to the storage account. So I'm going to click on the containers, and then I'm going to come to the sales data, and I'm going to upload the 2019 and 2020 quickly. So we can see sales 2019 and 2020.csv. So this is now uploaded. Now I can come to the Power BI desktop. All I need to do is very easy. Just click on the refresh button and we just wait for some couple of moments. Amazing. So we have the data for the 2019 and 2020. So we can go on and present these to our managers for decision making. So this is how we can bring our data from the Azure Data Lake Storage Gen2 to the Power BI desktop for analysis and visualization. I trust you enjoyed this video. If you do, like, comment, share, and follow me for more videos. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.